Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for May 30th, 2018. The Attleboro Arts Museum recently held their annual Poetry Slam. Poets representing 3 teams from the local area competed to become Slam champions.
My Lyft driver answers a phone call in Spanish to tell his daughter he is working and he promises to call her back later. The man sitting next to me in the Lyft line promptly says, "You know, you really should speak in English if you're gonna work here." And he says it soft, but stern, like a missionary offering a crucifix and a new God, or a school teacher taking a ruler to a child's tongue for speaking out of turn. He says, "Speak English," but of course he means be less visible. Know your lane, he means he is uncomfortable that this man and his mouth refused to be gutted by an American flag. But the irony is English is just as sharp a weapon as any that buries people.
My name is Marshall Gilson, and we are here at the Attleboro Arts Museum for their annual Poetry Slam. Got involved with Poetry Slams about 10 years ago when I was in college. I've been on a number of different teams since then, including the Providence team, the House Slam team, and the Cantab Lounge, which are the 3 teams that competed tonight. So I guess just because I'm an impartial member of the community, they wanted somebody to come up here and host who was familiar with all the teams. What we saw tonight was a facsimile of a national slam. So in August, teams from many cities around the country come to one city, it rotates every year, and compete for the national title. The 3 teams we saw tonight were Providence Poetry Slam, the Cantab Lounge, and the House Slam. Those 3 slams all happen in the area. So the Providence Poetry Slam happens, I think, 3rd Thursdays at ASU 20 in Providence. The House Slam happens 2nd and 4th Fridays at the Haley House Bakery and Cafe in Dudley Square. And the Cantab Lounge happens at the Cantab Lounge on Wednesday nights in Cambridge. I think the biggest misconception about slam poetry is that it's an art form that's inaccessible. Slam poetry was invented to put eyes on poetry and to bring poetry to the masses. So we often say to people, if you come to enough slams, you'll probably end up on stage. And that's because it really is designed to give anybody in the audience their voice. So the biggest misconception is just that you can't do it, because you can. I think that, yeah, slam poetry is definitely being opened up to a wider audience. I think the internet is helping a lot with that. We've got a lot of good video now of performances, and it's just making a lot more people feel like it's accessible and feel like it's an art form that they can participate in, so I love that, yeah. The camaraderie is definitely very big. We're a broader community than just the individual slams, so like Brandon Melendez, who was on the House Slam team tonight, competed for the Cantab last year. Like I said, I've been on all 3 teams, so we're definitely a larger community, and the competition is very friendly. What we often say to poets before they start competing is you're not competing against each other, you're competing with each other. The goal is not to determine who is the best poet, because that's absurd. The entire conceit of putting numbers to art is kind of absurd. The goal is to expose poetry to people who otherwise might not listen to it if there wasn't a competition. So the competition is really just perfunctory. It's just there to bring attention to the art. If you're interested in it, if it seems exciting, you should definitely come out and find slam poetry in person, because it's even more exciting when you're here in the room.
You can watch all of our programs by visiting DoubleACS.com, by downloading the DoubleACS mobile app, or by watching the DoubleACS Roku channel. For DoubleACS News, I'm David Angel.